Welcome to all those looking to be the very best, like apparently one has already become. Yeah, times have changed, Nakama, and with the recent development happening in a certain series, it's about time this Pokemaniac jumps into why you should watch Pokemon. Now, this is not some explanation depicting Ash Ketchum as the very best Pro Tycoon that's ever been. Truth be told, of all the Pro Tycoons that I've experienced in anime over my life, he is by far the most infuriating. I say this fully vindicated as a 34-year-old man that started watching Pokemon in 1988. Yes, at one point in my life, we were the same age. And as bizarre as that admission is, he's not the reason that Pokemon fans, and could-be Pokemon fans, should make a return to the series. Because when I say you should watch the Pokemon anime again, I am taking the whole brilliant verse that's popped up over this last decade into account. Now, as any certified Gen 1er will tell you, in the before time when lag and dial-up were the standard in all of our lives, the Pokemon world was simply a few games, multiple card games, and one anime series to follow. This original start was a wonderful first entry, and that's not just the nostalgia talk. Okay. There's a little nostalgia. But putting my personal feelings aside, when approaching the first season of the Pokemon anime, as Ash traverses the Indigo League, in general provides an enjoyable experience to still rewatch. Were there character flaws that consisted until this very day? Yes. However, the world that was presented to us gave enough to build off from the games, while being able to even tease other generations within the world that are soon to come. And I would argue that this is around the time when the Pokemon anime began to run aground. That is not to say that the excitement behind the series has lost its impact. I wouldn't be making the video if it wasn't. But as Ash went into Johto, the rinse and repeat began to fade a lot of the general excitement we all experienced. Situations began to become incredibly predictable. Satoshi-kun pulling out something crazy to win, or giving up a really ridiculously good mod for reasons. While long-running series are able to mix up a lot of this redundancy, see themes that One Piece introduces, for instance, the lack of personal growth for the main character has left many fans exhausted. But as the world turned, the Pokemon Company began to play around with other projects, and from there developed an outstanding environment for any anime fan to be able to approach, and have something interesting for them specifically to take away from. What's truly funny is that this new adjustment to the anime scene is seemingly a product of great marketing. When Pokemon Black and White hit the scene, we were treated to some outstanding trailers, promoting not only the first set of games, but also Black and White 2. Such were highly serviced introductions to a lot of the main characters that we see, and many of the underlying story points of the game. Was such a huge clamor. I'm thankful that the Pokemon Company took notice, because as we were treated to the release of Pokemon X and Y in 2013, the world was also able to become witness to Pokemon Origins. For those interested in the series, unfortunately it's locked behind a paywall. But in the numbers alone, the trailer alone has garnered over 3.4 million views, and this is from 2013. An insane number that's only dwarfed by the properties soon to come. But what was provided was an opportunity to explore a very familiar world through a new lens, and the world of Pokemon fans ate it up. Within Origins was a compact adventure through the Indigo League, where the original story centered around Ash and took roughly 60 episodes. This is roughly 4, split between 3 studios. We as the fandom fell in love with Red and his Charmander, melted completely at the story of a ground-type Pokemon missing his mother, and continuously cheered as the new Pro Tycoon strategically and methodically beat and defeated opponents. It was so simple, but with the ending utilizing the upgrade to Mega Evolutions, seemingly allowed for the series to cap off an excellent parallel to the introduction of a new premise. Not only was this an introduction to a familiar world, this presented the new added features that come along with this new era. This isn't too jarring for those who are familiar with the old environment, isn't too slow for anyone new. Nearly a decade ago, Pokemon Origins set the tone for what could be. Not only an expansion of the world, but a method of engagement along enjoyable and impactful themes. Without logging into a console, Pokemon was able to enter a new era, and the games provided a treasure trove of content that offered an enchanting experience for any viewer. The expansion of the games not only allows for someone like myself that's been within the Pokemon community for nearly 2 decades to still have a home, but also for anyone who has an important moment among any of the generation of games. True to its name, Pokemon Generations introduced this aspect in 2016. I still remember the hype of Sun and Moon everywhere, and yet the drum of excitement hidden underneath. For within Generations was a bolstering of every Pokemon generation up until that point. Ash was beginning his education in the Alolan region, and us weebs that truly love anime were able to be distracted with Pokemon Generations. With Origins, we were only in Kanto, but through 18 glorious sequences, 6 generations were able to be explored. And for anyone who has played any of the games, an enjoyable opportunity to witness, even for those that are not Gen 1ers. Yes, I acknowledge you, I just don't respect you. What? It is a true satisfaction to understand that a sequence that was only cool for me could make the entire world for another fan that may have seen the game differently. Jumping into the world of Pokemon now allows anyone that has ever picked up a Pokemon game throughout their lives to experience something for themselves cinematically. To be able to see the actions that they used to garner throughout the games come to life on the screen. Even if it is imaginary, the ability to see Pokemon adventures in a new light opens up the entire world for a deeper connection. A similar pathway is even open within Twilight Wings and Pokemon Evolution. Within Twilight Wings, we are able to endear ourselves with the main players within the Galar region. And from Evolutions, a similar expansion on larger scale events across the wider gaming lore. These even affected real world situations for myself. My little sister that has been off Pokemon since '99 got massively invested into the Galar storyline, all because Pokemon Twilight Wings was recommended in her YouTube feed. She didn't know what generation this was, what the starters' themes were, or the legendaries, or the theme of the region. But her excitement in talking about Leon equally matched anyone I've ever met waiting in line for a game release at midnight. Within the animated series that Pokemon have been able to develop, we find so much opportunity to find ourselves. We find so many opportunities to find our important moments reflected. And at the same time, audiences are also witness for the types of stories that can be told in this realm. Nakama, never bet against Studio Wit. If you've ever caught a glimpse of any of their filmography, you'll quickly be aware that this studio is an organization that goes the extra mile with every venture it takes on. There were so many original opportunities that they could dive into, but for the sake of this video, I at least need to gush over the OVA Pokemon Hisui and Snow. Yes, Nakama, I'm not joking. The juggernauts of the industry have made a Pokemon anime. And as you expect, the same intricate care that they've put in all their other properties have been brought to this amazing series. In early 2023, Pokemon Legends Arceus was released, and parallel to that, Studio Wit collaborated with the Pokemon Company to release this corresponding tale. As we get into further trajectories of the main series, this latest edition provides a glimpse of what we as Pokemon fans can potentially be in for. From 2013 to 2021, the Pokemon community have been able to revisit cherished moments through different aspects of this video game series. While this latest entry is also aligned with the game, it breaks the mold, pulling the audience out of the usual setting and placing us into a new story altogether. One where we don't really know where the narrative can go. Is this an adventure that will calm the hearts of man and Pokemon alike, or a villain origin story? While these are quickly answered, the excitement of this new arc allows us as fans to begin to envision what happens next. And while it may not be as epic as some of our imaginations would like us to believe, the adventures being managed by the individuals in these series should posit us to understand the serious approach is actually a possibility for other anime moving forward. And it comes at the perfect moment because someone we have known for so long has finally accomplished a life goal. I'll admit, I got very emotional seeing Ash accept the trophy, becoming a Pokemon Master. Almost 24 years later, he finally does it. And this character that has been such an annoyance reminds you of how important these moments in this world mean to you. To journey within Pokemon is to adventure, but it's also to nurture and love, explore and understand. Within so many video game genres, there is a world for everyone to get lost in and attempt to be the very best that they can be. Watching Ash and Pikachu reach their goal reminds all of us about our dreams that we have had in our lives. For many whose dreams have faded over the years, what better time than now to pick them up again? Similar to Satoshi-kun, it doesn't matter if you fail or if it takes years to come within reach. What matters is that you keep trying. In cases like so many like myself, it's a reminder to us deep down why we keep fighting for our dream. And to see someone who's been such a mainstay in our lives accomplish such a goal, why not it be us next? My Nakama, the world of Pokemon has been a masterclass on moving forward in your life after defeat, on moving forward in your life after failure, the importance of trying again, understanding the moments that mean so much to us, and more importantly, the ability to dream of what comes next. And my friends, that is why you should watch Pokemon again. Hey you, Yeah, you, the amazing Nakama that made it to the end of our content. Hi, I'm the Dark Briton with the Runaway Warlords, and I'd like to personally say thank you for being able to check out our video. If you like what we have, go ahead and subscribe. That'll really be able to help you out. If you want to check out another video, we have one right here. And also, we have a lovely playlist for you to check out right there. I'm the Dark Briton of the Runaway Warlords. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey. We'll catch you next time. Peace.